Hello, beautiful viewers. Recently, Candace Williams has interviewed Andrew Tate and has released a 3 hours long podcast.
All right, let's just jump right into this. Andrew Tate.
It's gaining a lot of popularity, so I have decided to make a reaction video on it. The parts I'm going to focus on are those where we talk about mental health, masculinity, and feminism. And the reason I'm interested in them is because I am a psychiatrist. Hello, I'm Dr. Angie. Welcome back to the channel. Before I start, I want to say whether you are an Andrew Tate fan or a Candace Williams fan, or you are a skeptic, just keep an open mind during this video. And I also want to add that you do not have to follow an influencer, no matter how big that influencer is, blindly. You have your own mind, so please use your mind and be a free thinker. Question everything you see and hear, and make your own judgment and believe what resonates with you right here. Let's get started.
If I feel sad, I don't think, how do I stop myself? I need to not feel sad. I just go to work. I got stuff to do. I'm a man. I have things to do every single day.
The message he is giving here is kind of right, but I just want to clarify it a little further. Please stop judging your negative emotions. We all have days when we feel sad, down, lonely. Just let the emotion pass through you. Don't think and dwell on those negative emotions, and don't judge them. Don't try to fight them. And that's what Stoicism is. So he has mentioned a few times in the podcast that he is a Stoic
who uses logic, is stoic, is emotionally controlled.
And it's good to practice Stoicism, but Stoicism doesn't mean that you don't feel any emotions. It means that you don't let those emotions affect you. So you feel it, like how he's saying he still work out, he still push through those. That's what Stoicism is. Let's listen more.
People who don't know you don't care. The woman you want doesn't care. You can't go up to a chick at a bar and say, you know what, usually I'm really charming. Today I'm a bit sad. Can you give me a pass? Can you let me off? She'll be like, go away, weirdo. The chick you want doesn't care. The job you're supposed to perform at doesn't care.
For instance, when I'm feeling sad, I reach out to people. It's great to reach out to your loved ones. However, I don't dwell in my negative emotions. I don't discuss that I'm feeling lonely or down. I just talk to them about normal everyday things and I start feeling better. Try this and see if it works for you. So for instance, like he gave the example that if a guy go to the bar and reach out to the girl and tell her that I'm feeling sad, of course the girl is not going to care because he doesn't even know him. However, if he's feeling sad, but still if he goes out and talk to the girl and just talk normally, he will automatically start feeling better.
My grandfather was such an impact on my life, strongest man that I've ever known, didn't shed a tear. At my grandmother's funeral, they were together from the time he was 17 years old until her dying day. I'm certain he collapsed when he got home.
Yeah, of course.
But this traditional display of masculinity in my grandfather's perspective that a man needs to let it die in his chest, before displaying this emotion had an impact on me.
This is prime example of toxic masculinity, that a man can never show his emotions. And that's why I love Barbie movie so much, that they have given such a good message to men also. And so many men appreciated it and loved the message. And I think a change is about to come. So just because you are a man doesn't mean that you cannot cry, doesn't mean that you cannot show emotions. It's not going to negatively affect your masculinity. A man who's very comfortable and has masculine energy is going to cry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to show emotions. Stoicism is not about not having feelings or not having emotions. Also, Stoicism doesn't teach that you shouldn't cry. Let's see what Andrew Tate has to say.
This whole therapy thing, the reason I believe they push therapy so heavily is because it goes into something I said a little bit earlier about selfishness. If you convince somebody that they have to spend hours and hours per week sitting in a chair talking about that feeling they had last Thursday in the kitchen.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
So that's why patriarchy and toxic masculinity is not only harmful for women, it is very harmful to men too. Men are suffering because they are told by society that they cannot show emotions. When they feel sad or down, they have to shut everything inside and they cannot feel it, they cannot show it, they shouldn't reach out, they should not go to therapy. It's a sign of weakness. So I want to share some mental health facts, how men are suffering in a patriarchal society. Completed suicide rate is almost 4 times higher in men than in women. And one of the reasons is that they don't go out to mental health professionals seeking help because of beliefs like this that tell men that if they reach out to get mental health help, they are weak and they are not masculine enough. So men are suffering. I see it in my practice every day. I'm not saying that every single person should go to therapy, but if needed, there's nothing wrong with going to therapy. It should not be looked down upon. Let's watch what he has to say about crying.
You're in a plushy bed at home, crying about what? And you expect the male world's hyper competitive. So you're not allowed almost as a man to put that much importance on how you feel. You don't have time to care about it because you have too much to do.
Okay, so first of all, you cannot compare hurt. A person whose finger is hurt will be hurting, and a person whose half of the body is hurt will be hurting too. So you cannot compare hurt. A man who may be crying in his plushy bed is because he may have lost something. So this is not right to compare your pain. Secondly, it's okay to cry. I'll say that again. Okay, and why we cry? We cry because tears are our body processing any kind of pain, whether it's emotional or physical. Even if you are a man, it's okay to cry. It's okay to shed tears. Tears naturally have pain relieving properties and help us process negative emotions and pain, and also bring us a sense of well-being. So stop telling men that they shouldn't cry and they cannot cry and it's not masculine. Also, let's see what Stoicism talk about crying. So that's exactly what I'm saying. If you feel like crying, it's perfectly okay to cry, whether you are a man or a woman, and you should not judge other people because they are crying.
The overdiagnoses of everything. It's like you have this, you have that, and then people take that as an excuse to not ever have to get better.
So I do agree that overdiagnosis is a problem in field of psychiatry, and especially ADHD is way overdiagnosed. So that is correct. But at the same time, we cannot undermine the existence of these disorders and how they are affecting humans, including men. Depression is extremely real. A lot of people don't even believe in depression and they think it's just weakness of personality. But anyone who has personally dealt with depression or have seen someone close to them dealt with depression understand how disabling that disorder can be and how different it is from normal emotions like sadness. Depressed people love when they start to experience normal sadness and normal negative emotions because those emotions are temporary.
This whole therapy garbage, I can't think of a way faster to ruin your mindset and destroy your ability to resist the perils of life than go into therapy.
And same, they cannot undermine the importance of therapy. So many people are benefiting from it. So maybe it doesn't work for him, but it does work. So there's nothing wrong with a man going to therapy.
Someone like Prince Harry, on TV, with his arms like this, breathing and showing what he learned in therapy, it makes me want to die a little.
Completely.
It makes me want to die a little when I see men acting like this.
Completely.
They are making fun of Harry. I don't follow Harry that much, so I really don't know all the details of what's going on. So I'm definitely not taking his side, but just because a man is going to therapy and he's open about it, should not be looked down upon. In the end, I want to say that it's 2023 and it's about time that men need to get more in tune with their inner selves, more in tune with their emotions and feelings. And there is nothing wrong with asking for help if you need to go for help. And if you need to shed a tear, it doesn't make you less of a man. Men should be able to, patriarchy put unnecessary burden on men. And they don't need to put up with all that burden and pressure because they are suffering. Also, for women, they can keep continuing doing great things. They can be leaders, they can be doctors, they can be lawyers. However, at the same time, they should give men the respect they need, and they should not devalue or eliminate men in the process. Both men and women can thrive very well together in harmony. We don't need patriarchy and we don't even need feminism. We just need a balance of these two to thrive. Okay, I hope you like this video and I'm going to see you next time. Thank you.